Hi everyone, my name is Sierra and my username is The Reader Is In. This is not going off to a very good start, but so I'm going to do the Newbie Booktube tag, and this is basically just going to be my channel talking about books and everything. So let's get started, shall we? Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I had originally uploaded 2 old YouTube videos, and when I looked back at them I realized that, this really couldn't go anywhere with me. I don't know, I wasn't too enthusiastic about what I was going to be talking about in future videos, and so I thought back and I'm like, what is something that I'd be like really enthusiastic about? And what do I like to talk about? What videos do I like to look up on YouTube? And while I do watch other vloggers like beauty girls like Zoella and Tanya Burr, or people like Tyler Oakley and Connor Frenna, I realized that one of the things I mostly search, believe it or not, is like books to read. So I decided to do a Booktube channel. And I thought that that would be a better channel for me to do because I love reading. No one I know like reads books just as much as I do. I don't get a lot of like people that I can conversate with about like the books that I read, and so that's why I started this channel. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? With that one, I really just wanted to be able to make a channel where I can just talk about the books that I read and be able to like discuss with people who have the similar like interest in reading as I do. I know I've watched a lot of like John Green and Hank Green's like their little videos about the different books that they've read, like them just interpreting it and analyzing it, and that's one of the best things that I think that you can do with reading is just being able to analyze it, take it apart and relate it to stuff and find this like really cool like thing that's in the book. Like I'm on Tumblr a lot and Pinterest, and I see so many like stuff that people pluck out of the Harry Potter series, which I find so cool, and I find that stuff so cool. So I thought it would be really cool to bring like my opinion on each of these analyzations, bring it to YouTube and to people who watch these videos. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm mostly excited just like interacting with the people that subscribe to me and just anyone who decides to comment on a video, because there's so many different perspectives you can get from just one book. Too many times when I read books in high school and we were analyzing them, there was so much like discussion and debate about what books really meant, and it's all just a matter of like perspective and interpretation, because everyone's going to have a different view on a certain thing in a book. I know that there was like a video that John Green did where he talked about The Great Gatsby, and there were so many comments of people just talking about what they thought about the book and how like the characters conveyed to them, and I ended up commenting too on that, saying how much like came out of me reading the book and what the characters meant to me, which characters did I didn't like and which characters I did like. Why do you love reading? I really really love reading. Like just ask anyone who knows me, like they'll tell you I always have a book with me or my Kindle with me, and I'm always reading something, whether it be regular books, fan fiction, news articles, anything. Like I'm always reading, and I think what really like got me to love reading so much is just it's kind of an escape from reality. I read books, I really get into them. I get into the world of the book, even if it's like nonfiction, like this book that I'm reading that's about Rosemary Kennedy. With those books, like I find myself escaping into a different like time, a different world, And it's just great because I don't have to think about the realities of what's happening in my life, because it's not always good what happens in life. And so when you get those moments that are just, you're just really low and you're really sad, I can open a book and just immediately be lifted up. And I think that's why I really love reading. And not only that, just like the big community of people who love to read. I was a part of a book club in my high school, and just being able to go, like whenever we had meetings, just being able to go and talk to people about the books that we were reading and other books they've read, it's just a great, like, the whole, like, reading community is just, like, the best thing ever, because so many people are willing to respect how you look at a book, and being able to, like, talk about it and find stuff that you're interested in. Most of the good friends that I made throughout my life have come because I read and they read. What book or series got you into reading? I can't really pinpoint at what point in time I started to, like, really love reading, but I would say it's about the time that I read, like, Magic Tree House and Junie B. Jones. Those were the first books that I read, and I really loved reading them. I remember, like, they were, like, second, third grade level books, and I read them even when I was in middle school, 6th, 7th grade. I've still read some even now. I'm a college student, and I've read them now. As an adult, I just like turned 18. I'm an adult, and I can honestly say that I can still go and read a Magic Tree House book and still love everything about it. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? This is kind of bad, but I only follow one booktuber, if you don't count John and Hank Green. But yeah, and his name is Benjamin. I follow him on YouTube, on Instagram and Twitter, and I don't know. When I first saw his videos, I really just, like, he just got me hooked onto his channel. And one of, like, the best, I think one of the things I would ask him is, like, how did he get into reading? What made him want to make a booktube channel? What made him want to, like, go out and share his opinions of books and his loving of reading out into the world, And I think I would ask any YouTuber that, no matter what. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be? Just probably just trying to keep up with reading. Being in college, it's kind of, a lot of people say it's hard when you're in college to read, like, for fun, because you're already reading, like, your textbooks and stuff. I've actually read more this year, believe it or not, than I did last year as a senior in high school. So that's kind of weird, but if I do, like, stop reading for a while, that's going to be, like, the biggest challenge, I think, for this channel, is just keeping up with reading, finding new books to read and stuff. I have a ton of books right now, so I hope that I can keep up with it. So that's that. When did you start reading? Like I said, I can't really pinpoint, like, when I first, like, really, really got into reading, but I would say I started around elementary school age, 1st, 2nd grade. I don't know, that was just, like, a big moment in my life, my 1st and 2nd grade. I think because in 2nd grade I moved to a different city, and so I didn't have much friends, so I ended up just finding a place in the library and being able to sit down and just read and be myself. I'm a bit of a loner, so, Where do you read? I read practically anywhere. Ask any of my family members, and they'll tell you, I read anywhere practically. I've read in the bathroom. I've read in the car on long road trips. I've just read everywhere. Like, I've even walked in. I've been walking around the mall and just reading a book. Which is kind of dangerous. Don't read and walk at the same time, especially if you're clumsy like me, because you're just gonna run into things. I've ran into a pole, and I ran into a door, so I should really stop reading while I'm walking, but I've done that. What kind of books do you like to read? I read practically anything, to be honest. I'm reading a nonfiction book right now about Rosemary Kennedy, the missing Kennedy. I've read this recently, which is Binge by Tyler Oakley. He's a YouTuber. And then I got this one for my birthday because my birthday was like a week and a half ago. And so I got this one, Eleanor and Park. And I'm really looking forward to reading this one after I finish my Rosemary Kennedy one. You know, I read anything, practically. Anything that I find that interests me, that's what I decide to read. That's all the questions for the book, for the Newbie Booktube tag. But I'm just going to reiterate what I want this channel to be. And I really just want for this channel just to become like a booktube channel, a real booktube channel, book hauls, book reviews, and other things, you know. And if you guys subscribe to me and you comment on my videos, you can be sure that there will be a lot more videos to come from this one. And if you ever want me to do like a certain type of video, just tell me down in the comments and I'll try to do them as fast as possible, you know. I'm hoping to film at least once or twice a week and upload them, and I'll let you guys know on Twitter when I am. I'll have links on my channel to my different social medias, Tumblr, Twitter, and my blog. And so please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys on the internet.